Hello everyone, I'm David Carlo, and welcome to Nintendo's Forgotten TV shows, where I'll discuss the history behind them, the times they aired, and where you can find them. I'll not be discussing shows such as Pokemon because it's more well known. Anyways, let us begin.
Ooh.
Let us begin.
Number 11.
Let's go.
The Super Mario Bros. Super Show.
Hey, paisanos, it's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show!
We're the Mario Brothers, and plumbing's our game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. If your sink is in trouble, you can call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers.
Now this TV show has quite an interesting history. To start, this show has a mixture of both animated and live action. The games that are referenced are Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario Bros. 2. Two songs some people recognize are Do the Mario and the Mario Bros. Rap. The Mario Bros. Rap was reused in the Super Mario Bros. Movie in 2023. The live action segment takes place in the Mario Bros. Basement in Brooklyn, New York. A similar setting takes place in other shows like The Big Comfy Couch. And the animated segments takes place in the Mushroom Kingdom, but in different locations per episode. The main cast of characters were Mario, voiced by Lou Albano, Luigi, voiced by Danny Wells, Bowser, at the time known as King Koopa, voiced by Harvey Atkin, Princess Peach, at the time Princess Toadstool, voiced by Jeannie Ellis, and Toad, voiced by John Stalker.
Cheapy! Little cheapy! Hey! Let me go!
I guess that's why people give Toad a screechy voice. At the time, there were not many power-ups like in modern Mario games. Back then, Mario and Luigi could become Super Mario and Super Luigi by getting Fire Flowers, Starmen, or other things that can power them up. The Super Forms utilize the same look when you get a Fire Flower, but the Super Forms can be invincible and shoot fire. Also worth mentioning that Princess Toadstool was confused with Disney's newest princess, Ariel. Over time, Nintendo changed her looks. They officially renamed her Princess Peach by 2001. Bowser doesn't shoot fire like he would in the games. Instead, he would have a wand and potions to escape into warp zones. Although the main gang could easily catch him.
Koopa, you're all cooped out! Then, as the old saying goes, he who coops and runs away lives to coop another day!
Look! He's escaping into a warp zone!
Miserable macaroni! The Koopas got away again!
Yeah, even had a lot of references to real people, books, movies, and well-known guest stars in the live-action parts. The show did feature characters people might know, which are Birdo, Mouser, Tri-Clyde, Fry Guy, Shy Guys, Koopas, Bob-Ombs, Claw Grip, and more. It ran from September 4th, 1989 to December 1st the same year. In 1990, the show was retooled and aired as a rerun under the name Club Mario, featuring two Super Mario loving slackers named Tommy Treehugger and Colmick. It had Mario episodes on Monday through Thursday. The Legend of Zelda aired on Fridays, which we'll talk about later. Mario had a total of 65 episodes combined. You can find the show on WildBrain's YouTube channel, Prime Video, Tubi TV, Roku, FilmRise, and Pluto TV. It might be somewhat forgotten today, but a lot has changed in the Mario game since. Some elements might be referenced again someday.
Till next time, everybody, do the Mario!
Number 10. The Legend of Zelda.
the Triforce of Wisdom, Link. The evil wizard Ganon has the Triforce of Power.
The Legend of Zelda is part of the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. However, it aired on Fridays, airing the same time span. This show would be perfect if you're new to Legend of Zelda. The main cast of characters were Link, voiced by Jonathan Potts, Ganon, voiced by Lan Carlson, Princess Zelda, voiced by Cynthia Preston, Sprite, voiced by Tabitha St. Germain, King Hurricane, voiced by Colin Fox, the Triforce of Wisdom, voiced by Elizabeth Hanna, and the Triforce of Power, voiced by Alan Stewart Coates. Sprite is a fairy inspired by Disney's Tinkerbell, according to screenwriter Bob Forward. The setting takes place in the Kingdom of Hyrule. It's said by Zelda, whoever gets both Triforces of Wisdom and Power will rule Hyrule forever.
Whoever gets both Triforces will rule this land forever. You must help me, Link.
Hey, for you, Zelda, anything.
Link would do anything for Zelda. In certain parts of the show, whenever Zelda is angry with Link, he would be sarcastic back, or saying, "Well, excuse me, princess. Here's a sample."
What are you doing here?
Nothing much. Just heroically saving your life. Why?
You're supposed to be guarding the Triforce.
Well, excuse me, princess.
Well, the "excuse me, princess" quote became quite a meme for Nintendo fans. It has enemies you might recognize like moblins and Octoroks. Either items like bombs, bow and arrows, spears, and rubies. Whenever Link and Zelda attempt to kiss, something thwarts that from happening.
Kiss me.
Well, okay, a quick little kiss, but remember, it doesn't mean anything.
Course not. Whoa!
Link, are you all right?
Oh, this always happens.
Oh no!
Ganon keeps trying to steal the Triforce of Wisdom, but to no avail.
The Triforce of Wisdom! What? I'll get you for this, old man!
Mine, I think. Thanks.
I'll zap you good! Die! These two! Retreat! Retreat!
This show had 13 episodes and the Mario show had 52, making it 65 in total. You can find it on WildBrain's YouTube channel, Prime Video, Tubi TV, like the Mario show. With the Legend of Zelda film being produced, maybe the main quote can return. What do you have to say about that, Zelda and Link?
Nice job, hero.
Hey, excuse me, princess.
Number 9. Donkey Kong Country. Now, not a lot of people knew that Donkey Kong had a show. The show takes place in Congo Bongo Island. The main cast of characters were Donkey Kong, Funky, Candy, Cranky, Diddy, Bluster, Dixie Kong, King K. Rool and Captain Scurvy. It's up to DK to protect the island from King K. Rool. At some point in the series, the Crystal Coconut proclaims DK as the ruler of the island. A lot of enemies do make an appearance, and a bunch of elements were used for later Donkey Kong games. The show had 3 seasons and 40 episodes total. It aired in the USA from August 15th, 1998 to July 2000. Although it debuted in France before it got to the US, Canada, or Japan. You can find it on Pluto TV and Tubi. It might have been a mystery to fans, but a lot of elements were later used in future Donkey Kong games.
But I can surf these air currents all day long. Monkey, look!
Number 8. Fire Emblem. Now this doesn't have a lot of history, but here's what I've uncovered. It didn't have a long run and had only 2 episodes based on Mystery of the Emblem, released in 1996 in Japan, that released in North America in 1998, 5 years before the Blazing Blade was localized, making them the first official Fire Emblem media to be released in the region. Sadly, I couldn't uncover any more information about it. Anyways, you can find it on the Internet Archive / archive.org and YouTube. Number 7. The Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3.
It is a legend no one will forget. Everyone thought King Koopa had left the Mushroom Kingdom, and then his doom ship attacked. King Koopa was back with the greatest danger ever known, his Koopa Kids. Using their new superpowers, the Super Mario Brothers rescued Princess Toadstool and beat back the evil Koopa family.
I'll get those plumbers!
This one is a bit different from its predecessor and set around the game Super Mario Bros. 3, hence the name. Unlike the Super Show, it doesn't feature any of Ward's minions, replacing them with the Kooplings, which are characters that can still be seen today in modern Mario. Bowser now has a Doom Ship, and it lost the live action segments. It featured new enemies like Dry Bones, Thwomps, Boom Boom, Sledge, Fire, Hammer, Boomerang Bros, Patooey, Nipper Plants, Rocky Wrench, and Angry Sun. Also to mention, back then, the Kooplings didn't have their modern names. Instead, they have much wackier and weirder names like Bully, Cheatsy, Cootie Pie, Hip, Hop, Big Mouth, and Kooky. Harvey and John returned to their roles as Bowser and Toad, but the rest had their voices changed, like Mario being voiced by Walker Boone, Luigi being voiced by Tony Rosato, and Princess Toadstool being voiced by Tracy Moore. There were a couple of times that King Koopa referred to himself as Bowser. Here's a sample.
What kind of vehicle is this, and why are you still wearing those stupid reptile disguises?
Ah, let go of my nose!
No problem.
Whoa! Ow! These are not disguises! I am Bowser Koopa, King Koopa to you!
The show took place in the Mushroom Kingdom, the lands from the Super Mario Bros. 3 game, and even in places like Italy and New York. It introduced new power-ups like the Super Leaves, Goomba Boots, and Frog Suits, while it still had the Fire Flowers and Stars. The show had 26 episodes, shown as dual episodes. It aired from September 8th, 1990 to December 1st the same year. You can find it on WildBrain's YouTube channel, Pluto TV, Tubi, Roku, and Paramount Plus. Well, it didn't have the live action segments like the Super Show, but it did feature a bunch of songs per episode and introduce new characters. Maybe Bowser's Doom Ship might return someday.
We're going to stay right on your tail.
Yeah, till you learn to clean up your trash act.
Those Mario Brothers are super.
Number 6. King Koopa's Cool Cartoons. This was a live-action spin-off to the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. It would play between 4:30 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. on Fox 11. The format of the show was one of the last in the tradition of classic children's TV shows in the vein of Bozo the Clown, and a similar show to fetch with Rough Ruffman that came years later. Bowser's actor was originally Christopher Collins, then later Patrick Piney, who played in a King Koopa costume. It even featured a pet creature named Ratzo, similar name to Lotso from Toy Story. Ratzo is a mix of a dog and a weasel with the ears of a bat. Also had a segment with Mr. Mean Jeans and a joke segment. It ran from September 11th, 1989 to November 20th the same year. It didn't get renewed for a second season while the show's cancellation is unknown. You can find the show on YouTube. It might have been a mystery, but a lot of people didn't know it existed at the time. At least Bowser did get a show of his own. Number 5. Captain N the Game Master.
Welcome to Videoland.
Mega High!
Wake up, Kiddiculus.
Welcome to Castlevania.
It's Congo Land.
Mother Brain will get you, little princess!
Princess, the palace is under siege.
Behold, the ultimate warp zone.
Kevin, I thought I told you to clean up your room. Whoa!
Captain N, the Game Master.
Now this show has a pretty interesting concept, almost similar to Cyber Chase and Smash Bros. Before either were released. The show takes place in Videoland, similar to cyberspace in a computer. The main cast of characters were Kevin Keane, voiced by Matt Hill, Duke, who is Kevin's dog, voiced by Tom Wright, Princess Lana, voiced by Venus Terzo, Simon Belmont from Castlevania, voiced by Andrew Cavadas, Kid Icarus from the game of the same name, voiced by Alessandro Giuliani, Game Boy, voiced by Frank Welker, and Mega Man from the games of the same name, voiced by Doug Parker. This group was referred to as the N-Team. The main villains are Mother Brain from Metroid, voiced by Levi Stubbs, King Hippo from Punch-Out!, voiced by Gary Chalk, Eggplant Wizard from Kid Icarus, voiced by Michael Donovan, and Dr. Willy from Mega Man, voiced by Ian James Corlett. There are also minor villains like Donkey Kong, the Count, Alucard, Dragon Lord, Ganon, Malkill, and Medusa. We even get to see Dr. Wright, Mega Girl, Zelda, and Link make appearances. Kevin is set to protect Videoland in his TV. He wields a lot of stuff like Tetris blocks, a NES Zapper gun, a power pad, and more. The show was originally known as Captain Nintendo in the development stages, but it was never called that due to legal concerns. The series was part of an hour-long block with The Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3, which we mentioned previously as Super Mario World, which we'll talk about later. The show had 3 seasons and 34 episodes in total. It ran from September 9th, 1989 to October 26, 1991. You can find it on WildBrain's YouTube channel and Hoopla. This show made a great start for other Nintendo characters and helped spark Smash Bros. Maybe there can be a new show similar to Captain N someday. Number 4. Super Mario World.
Super Mario, Super Mario, Super Mario World.
Super Mario World, it's a blast from the past. It's Super Mario World, you got to move fast. Mario and Luigi are doing what they can. You're Yoshi and the princess are giving them a hand.
Super Mario World.
Super Mario World, it's a blast from the past. In Super Mario World, it's a blast.
You should have known this one was coming. This one is different from the other two shows. It's set around the game Super Mario World, hence the name. Unlike the two predecessors, instead of the Mushroom Kingdom, the show takes place in Dinosaur Land. Mario, Luigi, Peach, the Koopalings, and Bowser kept their voice actors from Super Mario Bros. 3. It introduced new characters like Ugatar, a cave boy voiced by John Stalker, and Yoshi voiced by Andrew Sebastian.
Okay, I'm ready to order 4 coconut shakes, 6 orders papaya fries, 8 egg scoopa koopas.
Fun fact, the voice acting was done in Canada. Toad is completely absent from the show. Bowser didn't get redesigned to his in-game appearance. Princess Peach was redesigned to her in-game appearance. The show did feature new enemies like Chargin' Chucks, Boos, Mecha Koopas, Wigglers, Sumo Bros, Monty Moles, Magic Koopas, Dino Rhinos, Rexes, and Spiny Cheep Cheeps. There are even new power-ups like Cape Feathers, Yoshi Wings, Power Balloons, and Fire Flowers, although they were redone to present-day fire forms. A meme quote came from the final episode where a young Yoshi called Luigi Mama Luigi.
Luigi, find Yoshi egg.
How'd you know? Huh?
Yoshi think Luigi Mama.
Yeah, well, I didn't think it was so funny.
Dinosaur Land is a kingdom similar to Bedrock City from the Flintstones. The show even featured a song for each episode. The show aired with Captain N episodes as an hour-long block until the mid-90s. The show had 13 episodes and ran from September 14th, 1991 to December 7th the same year. This show and Captain N were the last cartoons to air on NBC, as that network began to gradually phase out cartoons on Saturdays and was replaced with a Saturday version of the Today Show. You can find it on WildBrain's YouTube channel and Circle TV, Roku, and Paramount Plus. Well, this show didn't get a lot of appeal because without Toad or the Mushroom Kingdom, it did show off the introduction of Yoshi. But maybe with the Super Mario Bros. Movie 2 on the horizon, the quote Mama Luigi might make a comeback.
Here, Yoshkins, when I tell you to stay, you stay.
Look, Capabilla Mama Luigi.
I'm not your... Was it something I said?
Number 3. Kirby Right Back At Ya.
Kirby, that's a name you should know. Kirby, he's the star of the show. He's more than you think, he's got maximum pink. Kirby's the one. He comes right back at ya. He comes right back at ya. Give it all that you got, take a very best shot. He'll send it right back at you for sure, yeah.
How can I help you, King DDD?
I need a monster to claw with that there Kirby.
That's what we do best at NME.
You better get it with a money-back guarantee.
Kirby, saving the day. Kirby, he's here to stay. Don't be fooled by his size, you won't believe your eyes. Kirby's the one. Right back at ya.
Now this one is going to be an overload. I'm not going to mention the voice actors because there's too many. The episodes had the topics of famine, global warming, ozone depletion, environmental issues, illegal dumping, education concerns, falsified information on TV shows, tourist moral, abandoned pets, restructuring, government focusing on the construction of public buildings, and the Japanese hoax. Sorry if I say that wrong. The setting takes place on planet Popstar in a land called Dreamland, in a village named Cappy Town. Cappy Town is named after this enemy from the Kirby games. There is also Castle Dedede, Wispy Woods Forest, and a volcano in Dreamland. The main cast of characters were Kirby, Tiff, Tuff, Cerebrum, a cabinet minister, Lady Like, a Disty noblewoman, Meta Knight, Sword Knight, Blade Knight, Kaboo, Fololo, Falala, and Tokori, a cantankerous little talking bird. The main antagonists are King Dedede, Escargoon, King Dedede's assistant, Nightmare Enterprises, or Enemy for short, Enemy Sales Guy, Captain Waddle-Doo, the Waddle-Dees, and Nightmare. Tiff is the daughter of the cabinet minister. She is intelligent for her age, loves reading and studying the environment, but she can be short-tempered. Tuff is Tiff's younger brother, who is many ways her opposite, preferring to play outside rather than reading books. We all know Kirby. He is playful, young, has very few words, and has a big appetite. He also has his warp star stored in Kaboo. King Dedede is the self-proclaimed ruler of Dreamland, who is greedy and jealous of Kirby and often attempts to eliminate him using monsters purchased from Enemy. Escargoon is a snail who works for the king, but he would get harsh treatment from him, but he manages it. Fololo and Falala are allies of Tiff and Tuff, but both were once one monster named Fofa, who was split into by Slice and Splice. You might recognize Kirby's copy abilities like Sword and Fire. He can get them from whatever objects he sucks up. The transformation sequences are similar to what you find in Miraculous, Power Rangers, and Sailor Moon. You might even know certain enemies from the games, but if I mention the monsters from Enemy, we'll be here all day. Here's a few samples. The people who live in Cappy Town are Gus the Mechanic, Mayor Len Blustergas, Melman the Postman, Dr. Yabui, Chef Kawasaki, Chief Bookum, a policeman, Gangu, who runs a toy store, Mabel the town fortune teller, and Professor Curio. There's also other familiar faces like Sirica, Knuckle Joe, Bonkers, and Chili. There are also other monsters not from Enemy like Hungry Raging Crows, Dinosaurs, Outsiders, Sheep with the minds of wolves, and more. Now to the volcano. There's a prehistoric bird known as Dinoblade and her little chick. Dinoblade is the largest bird, bigger than a megalodon. Now to the forest. A lot of animals live here like Koo, Kine, and Rick, but the ruler of the forest is Wispy Woods himself. Wispy is an apple tree. He is wise and cares for the forest. But King Dedede wants to chop it all down and turn it into a country club, but that's never gonna happen, ever.
Some cover! Looks like the fire ain't reached here yet. Hey, this place looks familiar. That ain't who I think it is it? It's Wispy Woods! What up, Delbach Brain? We gotta get away from the fire!
You are the ones who are responsible for setting this fire.
It was an accident! We gotta get away!
No, you're not going anywhere.
No matter what sort of danger Kirby is in, don't be fooled because he is powerful. The show had 4 seasons and 100 episodes. It aired in Japan from October 6, 2001 to September 27, 2003. When it came to the United States, it was dubbed by 4Kids. Episodes 96 to 100 were merged into a film called Kirby Fight to the Finish. A lot of things were censored and removed due to US laws at the time. It ran from September 14th, 2002 to November 4th, 2006. You can find it on Dailymotion and a Reddit post that takes you to a Google Drive. It is a shame it's hard to find. Good news, a lot of elements were reused for future Kirby games, and maybe a new show is on the horizon.
Well, looks like you won't be leaving, Kirby. You want to stay with us? Kirby!
Number 2. Saturday Super Kid. Now nobody thinks about this one anymore. This show did feature a lot of arcade characters from the golden age of arcade games and cool segments. The games that were featured were Donkey Kong, Donkey Kong Jr., Frogger, Q*bert, Pitfall, Kangaroo, and Space Ace. The main characters were from the games I mentioned, like Frogger, voiced by Bob Sarlet, Donkey Kong, voiced by Soupy Sales, Mario, voiced by Peter Cullen, Pauline, voiced by Judy Strangis, Pitfall Harry, voiced by Robert Ridgely, Q*bert, voiced by Billy Bowles, DK Jr., voiced by Frank Welker, Joey Kangaroo, voiced by David Mendenhall, and Space Ace, voiced by Jim Piper. Each of these shows got their own segments during the show. This show marked the first adaptation of any Super Mario related series. Even the first appearances of Mario and Donkey Kong in a television series, both of whom would get their own shows down the line. Its running time would be from 32 to 43 minutes. The show has 2 seasons, 26 episodes, and 97 segments altogether. Certain segments would later rerun on Cartoon Network in the late 1990s, and even on Boomerang's between programs. It ran from September 17th, 1983 to December 1st, 1984. You can find the show on YouTube and Internet Archive. This show is almost completely forgotten, but at least a bunch of people were able to find it. It showed off video games and when they were in their golden age, and the name would be particularly spoofed on Annoying Orange's channel known as Saturday Supercut. I guess if it weren't for those resources I mentioned, it would have been lost to time. And finally, number 1, Super Mario Challenge. Now this one also doesn't have a long history like the other shows. This one was almost like what you would find in other game shows. The show was hosted by John Lenihan, dressed as Mario. Each night, 2 players are chosen to play the Mario games such as Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, and 3. Rounds are made up of tests to see who can finish a level in the fastest time. The other objective of the game was to see which contestant gets the most coins in a certain level. Winners of each round would get 1 to 3 gold coins. Whoever holds the most at the end of the show would move forward to the next stage of the competition. If both players had an equal number of gold coins, a single level sudden death playoff decided who would go through. The show only aired in the United Kingdom from September 1990 to December 20th, 1991. You can find the show only on YouTube. It was a shame it never aired in the US, but it would be very interesting for another Mario game show someday. So I'm wondering, did you watch any of these shows? What did you think of them? Do you think Nintendo might make another show? What would it be? This is David Carlo, and thank you guys for watching Nintendo's Forgotten TV shows. Anyway, that's all for now. Keep on gaming.